Hi friends, thanks so much for joining me today. So today's card tutorial actually is a very easy card, and you might say, well geez, it is really easy and really plain looking, but there's a cool little element to it. So when you open it up, it's actually, you've got like a little piece here, 1/2 inch cut off of the front of the card base. Therefore, it's revealing this beautiful side panel here of silver. So we're going to do this today, and I actually changed it up quite a bit because when I was looking at this, I was like, yeah, it's pretty, but I don't know, it's missing something. So I decided to use a new stamp and die set. It's called Fern and Flora. I received this when I went to Onstage this year, and I thought this would be perfect for this sort of card. So again, Fern and Flora, this will be available May 5th in the new annual catalog, and it has these beautiful leaf images. Also has this pretty floral image here. It has some flowers, and that's what I used on the front of this card, and then I colored them in with watercolor pencils and used some Wink of Stella to move the ink around. And it also has some dies, coordinating dies, and also some dies which are just standalone, like these leaf images here. And then these, I'm not sure what these are, butterflies. To me, they look like bow ties. So, and then this cool fiddlehead here. So really pretty. Love this stamp set. So let's get started. I am using cloud cover for my card base. This is, oh, I don't remember what this is. It's fairly new though. I think it was in the March online exclusives, but really pretty set. Really love this. And then I'm using the glitter DSP specialty cardstock from this was from Peaceful Garden, I think. I believe it's still available. But there's a lot of things that are on the last chance list, so if you're really interested, you should really go take a look at that. Okay, so I've got all my parts and pieces here. Everything's already cut and ready. The only thing I want to do is, as I mentioned, I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch from the card base. And it really doesn't matter which side you cut it off on, front or back, because you're going to be flipping it over anyway. So we're just going to cut 1/2 inch off. And you could save this for another card because who knows, you might need it. Or you can toss it because I have so many of those little pieces of 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch pieces. But that's how this card came about, because you'll see these are both 1/4 inch pieces. All right, so we are going to do what? I'm going to actually start from the inside of the card because I want to glue this one little leaf image right here. I think we'll go on the left side. So let me get my silicone craft mat, my glue. Let's flip this over. And this DSP that I'm using is actually Celebratory Sips. Again, I think that's on the last chance, but I thought this was really perfect. I like the Secret Sea side on the other side. And you can't even tell that it's actually tree branches, but you can't tell. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue here, just a little bit. Hopefully I didn't do too much. But you know what, just in case, we're going to swipe some off of that. So let's put this up here so we don't stick our card in there accidentally. And we're just going to add this right down here. Okay, I guess it's staying there. I want it to come over a little more to the left, but that's okay. We're going to just leave it there. Okay, we're going to add this to the inside. And this is going to be a thank you card. So I'm actually not going to stamp anything on the inside other than that leaf that I had in there. I would just put that in there. So we're just going to add this to the inside. And there's going to be a space there, but that's what we want because I'm going to add this piece there. And I'm just going to check it really quick while that's still wet because I do want to have a little narrow margin right there, and that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So we're going to do that. All right, so let me add some glue to this, and we'll put that down. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see, by the time this video goes live, I think I will still be in Italy. Actually, we are probably in Rome because I think this will go live on May 5th, which is the day that the annual catalog releases. So how fun is that? But we'll be in Rome. It's been 20 years since I've been to Rome and 20 years since I've been to Italy. So I'm really excited about going. We're going to see family and actually stay at a cousin's house who she converted her home to an Airbnb. We're taking my mother, and I'm going with my sister and my husband and my son and my sister's husband. So it's going to be a nice group while we're out there. So I'm very excited. And we're going to see our cousins, which, you know, and whoever, you know, whichever aunts. I think I have a couple of aunts who are still living, and at least one uncle, and then a whole slew of cousins and, you know, second cousins and third cousins. Oh my goodness, so many people. So really excited about doing that. So we will be visiting Rome the day that this goes live. And I'm visiting the Vatican. We have tickets to go inside because when I went with my son 20 years ago, we went to Rome. We actually just visited the Colosseum. We didn't go to the Vatican. So I think that would be really nice for him to see it. And it's been almost 30 years since I've been to the Vatican. So yeah, I'm old. I know, just do the math, right? Just do the math. Okay, so I just put down the one panel here. And then I'm going to add, I think I'll add the silver first. And then we'll put the secret C after that. Let's see, we're going to move that there. I should have dry fit it before, but I was too busy talking, so we'll do it now. I think it'll be fine. If I have to cut off a sliver off this, I will. No, it's perfect. All right, good. It's a little too much space. I really wanted it to be more like that, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to go with it. All right. So because these are tiny strips, I'm actually going to add, let's see, can I move this up just a tad? Sometimes you could still slide them around, but I guess it's down. But that's okay. All right. So I'm just going to add the glue. Come on, you were just working. There we go. Here. And I'm going to add the first strip, which is the silver glitter. And actually this color is not really silver, but it looks silver. It's actually cloud cover, but it looks very silver, so we're just going to go with that. And then I'm going to put the other piece, the secret C piece, do the same thing. And I like to do this because those pieces are so narrow, it's kind of hard to get the glue on there and not to stick them to your fingers. So we're just going to add that to that. So, and then lastly, we're going to add this piece. And you know what? Why not? We'll just do the same thing, even though it is a little bit bigger, but we'll just do that. Same thing here. Like so. Okay. And then the front of our card will almost be ready. We're going to add our pretty ferns. So I think I'm going to add this one here and this one here. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue because I am going to be holding it down with dimensionals and the other, my label for my sentiment. I think I'll just add just a little bit of glue, probably to the top. So we're going to add this to the left over here. So, and these branches, these ferns, they just add a little extra oomph to the card. And then we'll put the other one, take off some of the glue, overlapping that like so. Okay, so we're going to set that aside to complete drying. Close this up, and we'll do a little bit of stamping and then some die cutting. So I am using the piece that comes from the Stampin' Positioner, and I'm just using the arm because that's all I need. So I'm going to take the label outline, that, and we're just going to pick that up with our, move that up a little bit, with my positioner arm. I call this a little arm. So I'm just going to, looks like I really need to clean that. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to stamp it. I don't know what that black thing is. Let's go this way. I'm going to stamp that in Secret C, and then the sentiment will stamp in Old Olive. All right, so I'm just going to ink this up. And one of the nice things because of this arm is you can just tap it in there and it kind of overhangs. So I like that too. But if you're doing more stamping, I would suggest using the positioner, especially if you really need to get your the stamps in the right place. That would be wonderful to use for that. Okay, so we're just going to do that. Okay, good. Then I'm going to clean this off quick because I don't want to pick it up and get my fingers all like inky. Okay, so this just fits in here, but it is made to fit in here, so it will fit perfectly. Get that just right. Let me close this up so I don't stick fingers in it. But all the sentiments fit in this area, this little rectangle. So we're just going to pick that up, and we're going to do that in Old Olive. Okay, so let's pull that off. Oh, why is that so sticky? Probably because my fingers are sticky. Okay, so we're just going to ink that up like so. Okay, put that there. This here. And then I'm going to look in the little arm there, move that up just a tad there, and we're going to stamp down. Perfect, look at that. So I'm going to get my little mini boss. And we're going to get the die. Probably should have had the die out, but I forgot. So bear with me just a moment. Okay, there we go. Get that out of the way. This here, just angle that a little bit so we don't get a big bump when it goes through. Okay, I don't think that's perfect, but I keep moving it. It's good, then it's not good. I think that's good. All right, so let's turn this a little bit. All right. There we go. Let's see, I cut a little bit too much there. Let's see if I could trim that a little bit. Let me see if I could trim this just a tad. It might be better if I use my scissors. I will try it this way so I can get a straight line. Good. And we'll do the same on the edge here. Oops. Let's use the scissor on that. I'll get that out after. That aside, we'll clean it up later. Okay, so there we go. Let me get my dimensionals out. So we'll add a few to the back. I think 3 should be fine. All right, so we're just gonna add this right to the front here and overlapping those flowers. And I'm looking to actually put this right to, do I want it there or do I want it here? We're gonna go right to the edge of the DSP instead of the card front. Right there, okay. All right, let's get some dimensionals. I'm using the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. Okay, so let's see. I think we'll do them in, let's go with the white, or I guess this is, yeah, no, this is white. I was thinking it's cloud cover, but it's not because this one's cloud cover. So we'll just add that here and then get a couple of more, maybe one down here. Okay, and then I think I'll add the cloud cover one right over here in one of these flowers. So there you go. How pretty is that? Such a wow card, even though it was, it's just very simple to make this card. So friends, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you. Make sure you like my video, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment and share it with your crafty friends. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you join my channel. Until next week, have a great week. Bye-bye.